Hello dear students, I am Gauri Mitra, TGT English, Kendriya Vidyalaya, Jawahar Nagar. I hope you all are doing well. Today we are going to read the chapter My Childhood from your text Beehive. This text, My Childhood, it has been written by APJ Abdul Kalam. Now, who doesn't know APJ Abdul Kalam? Everyone, all of us know who APJ Abdul Kalam was. He was the famous scientist and the former president of India. So, My Childhood is an extract from an autobiographical account of the famous scientist and the former president of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The name of his autobiography is Wings of Fire, an autobiography of APJ Abdul Kalam. Now a question can be raised, what is an autobiography? I know most of you know what is an autobiography. Still, let's have a breakup of the term. It has three parts: auto, bio and graphy. The word autobiography has its origin in the Greek language. Autos, bios and graphene. Autos means the self, bios is the life and graphene is to write. That means a self-written account of the life of oneself. When someone is writing about himself or herself is considered as the autobiography. The autobiography of Abdul Kalam was co-authored by Arun Tiwari and was published in 1999. Initially, the book Wings of Fire has been published in English and later it was translated into many Indian regional languages and many other international languages. From here, we shall go direct to the text. As the text begins, we get the chance to make ourselves familiarize with the childhood, the surroundings, the parents, the friends of APJ Abdul Kalam. He was born in Rameswaram, the island town of Tamil Nadu, the then Madras state. His family lived in their ancestral house in the Mosque Street. His father's name was Jainal Abdin. Though he was not a formally educated or a rich man, however, his father was a true combination of great inner wisdom and true generosity of spirit. Abdul Kalam's mother was Ashiamma, was a woman of great heart. Kalam recalled that she had used to feed every day many people along with many family members from her. Kalam adopted faith in goodness and deep kindness. So from the parents, Kalam adopted most of the good qualities in him. From his father, he got the wisdom, the inner wisdom, the internal knowledge and generosity of spirit. And from his mother, he adopted the faith in goodness and kindness. Kindness to the poor, kindness to the people. He adopted all these good qualities from his parents. Kalam's family led a very strict and very simple life, devoid of any unnecessary things. Only regular necessities like food, medicine and clothes were provided to them. With the very limited things and without extravagance, they led a very happy and peaceful life. Shared the excitement of his first wages that he earned at the age of 8 in the year 1939 during World War II. India was compelled to join the Allied forces, and in this period, state emergency was declared. As a consequence, the train which ran between Rameswaram and Dhanuskodi did not halt at Rameswaram road station. The bundles of newspapers, those were used to come by morning train, had been thrown from the running train. Samsuddin, the cousin of Abdul Kalam, distributed newspaper in the Rameswaram town, and catching and then arranging those newspapers were a problem for a single person. At this point of time, Kalam's help was sought by Samsuddin. Now, what was the kind of help? Kalam's responsibility was to catch the bundles of newspaper from the running train, and for this help Kalam received his first wages. And while Kalam is telling us this story, it was almost 50 years were over. After almost 50 years, he could recall the very day with the same excitement with which he earned his very first wages. Now we shall be introduced with Kalam's childhood friends. In childhood, APJ Abdul Kalam had 3 friends: Ramanatha Sastry, Aravindan, Siva Prakashan. All these boys belong to the orthodox Hindu Brahmin families. However, religion never have come as a hindrance among them. When they grew up, they had taken different professions. For instance, Ramanatha Sastry, being the son of Bakshi Lakshmana Sastry, the high priest of the Rameswaram temple, took the priesthood of the said temple like his father. Aravindan started the business of arranging the transport for visiting the pilgrims, and Siva Prakashan started a catering business in the Southern Railways. And we all know APJ Abdul Kalam became the famous scientist, and then he became the President of India. So this is the story of the 4 friends, how they had established themselves. Every year, the Rameswaram town enjoyed the Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony irrespective of religion. In this ceremony, Kalam's family used to arrange the boats with a special platform to carry the idols of the Lord. The boat arranged by Kalam's family was used to carry the Lord of Rama, the idol of Lord Rama, from the temple to the marriage site in the middle of the pond called Ramatirtha. This Ramatirtha was very close to Kalam's house. Children of Kalam's family enjoyed the stories from the Ramayana as well as the stories of the Prophet as their bedtime stories. So we can find that Hindu, Muslim, there is no such barrier, and thus Rameswaram is presented as the microcosm of India. Now, what is the meaning of the word microcosm? Microcosm is a small place or society or situation that has the same characteristics, same features, same attributes as the something larger. For instance, India has the same characteristics. India is a secular country. India has no issue with religion. Everyone is equal here. whether he is Muslim, whether she is Hindu, whether she is Sikh, Jain, whatever the religion, Christian, whatever the religion of his or her, everyone is equal, similar in Rameshwaram. Hindu, Muslim, the two religions are mentioned here and all are equal. Even the Muslim children are receiving the stories of Ramayana as well as the stories of their prophet as their bedtime stories, and a Muslim is being involved in making the boat, in arranging the boat for carrying the idols of a Hindu ceremony. So this is a very beautiful thing. That's why Rameshwaram can be considered as a microcosm of India. However, there are some bitter experience. All are not the same. Kalam's bitter experiences. When Kalam was studying in the 5th standard at the Rameshwaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to their class. Kalam used to sit in the front row along with his Hindu Brahmin friends, but the teacher could not tolerate the scene that a Muslim boy was sitting in the same row wearing a cap, which is a marker of Kalam's religion, with the Brahmin boys wearing the sacred thread. That is also the marker of their religion. The teacher shifted Kalam from the front row to the last row. Kalam felt very sad due to the incident. So was Ramanatha Sastri. The newly arranged system created a deep-rooted impact in the minds of the children. Kalam and his friends shared their bitter experiences with their parents. The new teacher was called by Ramanatha Sastri's father, Lakshmana Sastri. The teacher was told that he should not spread the poison of communal disharmony among the innocent children who knew nothing but pure friendship. The teacher was told either to seek pardon or to leave the job and at the same time leave Rameshwaram town. The teacher could understand his mistake and did rectify. Here is another incident. This incident had taken place in the house of Siva Subramania Iyer, the science teacher of APJ Abdul Kalam. Iyer was an orthodox Hindu Brahmin. However, he was very open in nature. He did not believe in the existing caste system. Rather, he wanted to make the society free from all sorts of communal intolerance. But Iyer had a very rigid wife. Once Kalam was invited in Siva Subramania Iyer's house for a meal, and Iyer's wife could not imagine that a Muslim boy would enter into the Brahmin's kitchen and then eat together. Consequently, she refused to serve. This neither disturbed Siva Subramania Iyer nor made him angry on his wife. Rather surprisingly, Iyer himself served the food to Kalam, and from the back of the kitchen she was observing how Kalam was taking food, how he was drinking water, and how he was cleaning the place. And she found no difference in Kalam's activities and those of her own. While returning from Siva Subramania Iyer's home, Iyer invited Kalam for the next weekend. But Kalam was hesitating, thinking of Mrs. Iyer's objection. On that day, Kalam got a lesson from his teacher, Siva Subramania Iyer. The lesson was, if we were trying to change the system, we cannot escape from it. We should be involved in the system. In the next weekend, when Kalam went to Iyer's place, surprisingly, Mrs. Iyer had taken Kalam to the kitchen and served the food by herself. So the situation got changed. What was the lesson Kalam got on that day. If we want to change a situation, we want to change a system, we should not escape from the system, rather we have to be involved with the system, and then we have to change the system. We cannot escape from it. Now Kalam is looking for higher studies. When the World War II was over and India was about to get her freedom, Abdul Kalam was also taking preparation for higher studies. He sought permission from his father to pursue his higher education at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. His father had given him the permission because he always wanted his children to grow, and Kalam's father also convinced his mother that children had their own way of thinking. Parents should not impose their own thinking on children. So they are very supportive children. They are not only good natured or good hearted, but also very supportive to their children. The supportive and inspiring parents, close friends, honest and bold teachers, and his honest efforts, Kalam became the missile man of India, gifted not only us but the entire world unlimited scientific gifts and modern thoughts, and gifted us his wings of fire. So up to this for today. Thank you.